Hello everyone, welcome to Consistent UPSC. In this video, we'll be looking at a PYQ of Psychology Optional. This question was asked in 2011. Describe the key assumption on which psychology claims to be a science. So they are asking what are the key assumption on which psychology is a science. We know that before it was MA Psychology, now it has become MSc Psychology because people have started accepting psychology as a science. So the question is simple, why is psychology a science? That's what they are asking. So first I will tell you how to structure this answer of this question. It's a 10-mark question, so we'll be having 2 pages. The first page, there will be question, and just below that we have to write the intro. After writing the intro, we have to give a small heading as to what we are going to write, and then we have to write the body part. After finishing the body part, we have to write the conclusion. And that's how you have to structure this question. So starting, let's look at the intro. For intro, I would suggest writing name of some psychologist. And remember the year also, we have to write the name of psychologist and in which year he said that. So here I have written the names of James Sully. He defines psychology as a science of inner world as distinguished from physical sciences which study the physical phenomena. So you have to study this by heart. You have to study the definitions of psychology by heart, definition of behavior, definition of attitude. You have to study these definitions. These are very important. So study this definition, either this definition or the definition by Wilhelm Wundt given in 1892. He defines psychology as a science which studies the internal experiences. So you can choose either one of it. And then going to the body part, we have to write a heading. Always use the keywords from the question itself for the heading. So here I have written like key assumption on which psychology claims to be a science. This is my heading here. Okay, so just before going to the body part, I will give a small heading for the body part. And then I would start giving the points. First point would be empiricism. So empiricism, psychology relies on empirical evidence gathered through systemic observation and experimentation. So here, first I have said the word empiricism. So I'm just giving a clue to the examiner that, okay, I'm going to talk about empiricism. Okay. So after writing empiricism, I will just write this sentence. And you have to give names of psychologists or examples or anything, but you have to write something. Make sure that your answer is not a general statement. Write names of psychologists, write examples, write names of schemes. That would make your answer more better. So here I have given a small quote given by Wundt. You can either use this. And then determinism. So determinism point says that psychology operates on the assumption that behavior and mental processes are determined by specific factors. So determinism is a part of science. So to become science, it should be a deterministic. So I have given B.F. Skinner's name here. So then the third point will be replicability. Scientific claims in psychology must be replicable. See, in school we must have studied about gravity, right? So different people does experiments on gravity and they all get the same value, around 9 point something. Okay. So just like that, whatever experiments that we do in psychology should be replicable. This means that experiments and studies should produce consistent results. You should be getting consistent results when the experiment is repeated by different people under the same condition. Okay. So I have written name of John B. Watson here. He stated that psychology as the behaviorist views, it is a purely objective experimental branch of natural science. Its theoretical goal is the prediction of control and behavior. Watson said this in 1913. Okay. Then comes falsibility. So falsibility means theories and hypotheses in psychology must be falsible. See, experiment is not just about saying something as true. You should have the ability to refute that. That's what it is saying. So here Popper says that a theory which is not refutable by any conceivable event is non-scientific. So you have to refute that. Let's look at the idea of God. Can we give a particular specific definition to say that there is no God? No, right? Like we can say, okay, some people believe that there is God, some people believe that there is no God, but we cannot give a definite scientific proof to say that there is no God. Okay, so here, just like that, Popper said that anything which cannot be refutable is non-scientific. Okay, to study this by heart, very important. And then comes objectivity. Psychology research aims for objectivity. There is objectivity and subjectivity. So science is related to objectivity. A science should minimize the effects of subjective influences. That's what they are saying. So in psychology, Sigmund Freud said that the analyst must meet his patient with complete objectivity. So you can write this. I have given the basic simple points that we could write. And after that, you have to write the conclusion. Study these conclusions by heart, or at least look at the keywords and remember them. Here I have written, by adhering to these assumptions, psychology endeavors to maintain its status as a science, employing rigorous methodologies and theoretical frameworks that can withstand empirical scrutiny. So I have written this. So while looking at a PYQ, we have to understand that PYQs are clues for the next question. So here they have asked why psychology is a science. And they might ask why psychology is not a science. I have written a detailed answer here. You just go through it. It will be very important for you. While psychology strives to adhere to the principle of scientific inquiry, several arguments suggest that it cannot be considered a science in the same way as discipline like physics or chemistry. Just like physics or chemistry, they are not accepting psychology as a science. And I'll be giving reasons as subjectivity of human experiences. So human thoughts, feelings and behavior are inherently subjective and difficult to measure with complete objectivity. So if you want to measure a length, we have the scale. But for measuring the happiness of a human, we don't have a particular scale, right? That's what they are saying. So that's the first point, subjectivity of human experiences. You read this completely. And then complexity of variables. See, human behavior is affected by myriad of factors. There is this genetics, environment, culture, personal experiences, and not just this, many factors affect human behavior. And it is very difficult to isolate the variables. So that's the second point, complexity of variables. I have written the name of psychologists in every point. Just study them. That's very important. And lack of predictive power. It is very difficult to predict the human behavior. We cannot say how anyone would react at a particular moment. So psychology lacks predictive power. Unlike natural sources, where laws and theories often provide precise prediction, psychology often deals with probabilistic outcomes. It says, psychology says about probability, like it says that it might happen. There are chances that it would happen. So read this completely. And then replicability issues. Psychological studies sometimes face challenges in replicability. We cannot replicate some things. Here, Lewandis, 2005, he said that most published research findings are false. And then theoretical diversity. There are different kinds of theories around the world. So there is wide theoretical diversity. So psychology encompasses a wide range of theories and approaches, from behaviorism to cognitive psychology to human psychology. So here Neil 1978 said that the proliferation of many theories of dubious utility is a sign of a discipline that lacks a firm empirical base. So study these are very important. And for conclusion, I wrote that these arguments suggest that while psychology employs scientific methods and seek empirical validation, the complexity and variability of human behavior present significant challenges to its classification as a science. The subjective nature of human experience, the interplay of numerous influencing factors, the issues with replicability and theoretical coherence all contribute to the ongoing debate about psychology's scientific status. So we can write this for the conclusion. Okay. I hope you like this video. In the coming videos, I will not just be talking about PYQs, but I will be giving what are the questions they might ask from the PYQs. So stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.